Guys, lots of stuff is happening. A photographer recently discovered this rockabilly subculture in America where everyone dresses like it's 1951. And all their furnishing is like 1951, authentic, with like, they watch the old tube TV, and they have the old toasters that they get repaired instead of replacing whenever it breaks down. And I think that is amazing. I am still looking for that subculture where everything is still 2001, where all the men had frosted tips, and all the women wore those sparkly backless handkerchief tops. That's what I'm looking for, so if you find it, let me know. Hey! You guys like Facebook? Well, just so you're aware, Facebook has reached its peak. According to a study at the University of Princeton University, sorry, they found this study where they compared Facebook to a disease and said that it's reached its peak, and in the next 3 years, they're going to lose about 80% of their users, which is crazy to me, and especially comparing it to a disease. Now, don't worry, because Jenny McCarthy says that this disease is curable, just don't get vaccinated. Okay? Thank you. Tiffany Amber Thiessen, who played Kelly Kapowski on Saved by the Bell, turned 40 today. She's 40 today. Her camel toe turned 22. It's permanent. She always has it.
It's always there.
It's always there. Hey, you like Captain and Tennille? Oh, they're getting divorced. Yes! 38 years of marriage. She is 73 years old and he is 71. And he says he doesn't know why. She hasn't given him a reason. And until she does, he won't sign papers or something. Anyway, 38 years of marriage, which to me is suspect. I think that she is just trying to emulate her idol, B. Arthur, who played Dorothy Zbornak on The Golden Girls. 38 years, Stanley! Anybody? Just me? I'm the only Golden Girls fan here? Okay, good. That's fine. It's totally fine. Just pretend to laugh, please, for my soul. Okay. People magazine has announced the engagement of Meghan Park and Tyler Hilton. People all over the world said, who? I honestly have no idea who they are. Kesha. You love Kesha. I don't. She's in rehab right now for an eating disorder. She has been on a strict diet of feathers and glitter. Also, in rehab, she has requested that all of her fans send her their teeth, which she has done before, and they have responded by she's received like 1,000 teeth before in the mail from her fans, which she turned into like a bra and a headdress and a vest. Like I don't know, she's crafty with these teeth. But the rehab facility has decided they are not going to accept these teeth because it's not their policy to accept human remains. I don't have a joke for that, and that is the joke. It's also recently been announced Beyonce will be performing at the Grammys this Sunday, at which point my head will explode from Beyonce overload. Now, we're all aware that there is a lot of controversy going on around the Olympics, where gays aren't allowed in Russia, yada, yada. Have you all seen this photo of the toilet? There is a public toilet in an Olympic facility where it's a stall with two toilets side by side with no divider. Just two toilets sitting next to each other, which a lot of people are criticizing because of the whole gay thing, but they'll allow two people to sit next to each other in the toilet. But it makes sense to me, because what better way to discourage people from having anal sex than to make them watch someone else take a shit? It makes perfect sense to me. Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, you know that guy. This dude, Arnold Schwarzenegger, dressed up incognito. He basically put on a hat and a wig and a mustache. And he went into Gold's Gym and pretended to be, what's his name? Howard Kleiner, regional manager, Howard Kleiner, and was going around giving tips to people to raise awareness for after-school programs or something like that. And people didn't recognize him. Some people were like, you look kind of familiar, which I did some research into the gym, and I found out that it's a gym for dumb people. Stupid people who can't see or hear. Hashtag Helen Keller. Moving on. Okay. Justin Bieber. No groans, please. Oh, you don't like him. No, not today. You liked him yesterday, but today, oh, that Beebs. Listen, he's been arrested. He went to jail for a minute. And in his mugshot, he's smiling. He's so happy, but he's so glossy-eyed. He got a DUI for drag racing. Not a DUI for drag racing. He was DUI while drag racing. Basically, he's trying to get on RuPaul's Drag Race. Didn't work. He got arrested. And then he's got this mugshot and an orange jumper. So, good news. He's going to be on the next season of Orange is the New Black as the new lesbian on the show. Little Beebs. He was also recently in trouble with the law for egging his neighbor's house. And then the police raided his house looking for eggs or something. And they found cocaine, and then they took his cell phone. And he's really worried about his cell phone being taken because apparently there are nudes on there that he doesn't want to get leaked. Now, I sympathize with Justin because I also had a run-in with the law, and it involved myself. You see, here's what happened. I teach musical theater to children in Pickering. So I have to take the GO train to Pickering from downtown Toronto. So I have a GO station near my house, exhibition station. And to get there, I'm usually late, so I run through a park. Now, this one particular day, it was about a year ago, I was running this park, and there was police tape all around it. So I ran until I could get around it, and then the first opening I found, I cut through. And so I just kept running, and then I realized that there was tape. I was in the tape. I was in a crime scene. And what could I do? Nothing. So I just kept going. I needed to catch that train. It was coming in 2 minutes. So I'm running. I'm finally at the end of it. And then I hear, hey, you, stop. There's a cop running right beside me. And so I was forced to stop because I didn't want trouble. And so he grabbed me, and I had my cell phone in my hand because I keep checking the time to make sure that I'm going to make this train. And so he takes my phone. He's like, what were you doing in there? And I was like, I was just trying to get my train. And he's like, what did you see in there? And I was like, I didn't see anything. I was focused on this. And then he was like, why were you going to this train? And I was like, I need to go to Pickering to teach children. And then he picked up my phone and he was like, are there any photos on here? Did you take any pictures while you were in there? I was like, I was so focused on running. And he was starts going through my pictures, which I later found out he's not allowed to do. I could refuse that. I found out. But I did not know this at the time. So he's going through my phone, camera, pictures, words. He's going through it, and literally all of that was on there were pictures of kittens. And so, and he was like, all right, well, you can go. And he's like, you can go catch her. She's like, what time is your next train? And I was like, in an hour. And he was like, all right, you can go.
But were those kittens nude?
The kittens were clothless.
Case closed.
Yes. Slutty little cats. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Crocker on keys! Oh boy. What a day. Everyone, it's January.
That is a new year.
It's a brand new year. We're now in 2014. I'm still writing 2012 on all my checks because I'm way behind.
Do you have an age in your head when people are like, how old are you? And you just say it? But it's not right anymore and hasn't been for a while?
I don't have a stock age in my head ready to go, but I do always stop to think about it. I'm like, wait a minute, how old am I? Every time.
Mine is 27.
Oh.
But I'm not 27.
You're
30.
Sexy age.
Yeah.
30's a great age.
Yeah, 27 was better. It has a nicer ring.
Sure.
Rhymes with more things. Heaven.
Yes.
That's all.
27, I'm in heaven.
Yeah.
Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
I did. I think mine are pretty boring, though. Mine are like, find out why you sleep all the time. And why did that bagel hurt your tummy? Like things like that.
No.
So, yeah. So those are my to-do list.
What are the results?
Well, I am celiac, I just discovered.
Yay.
So there's the bagel, and that's a real allergy. I was like, yeah, right, lactose, gluten-free,
yeah.
But it's real.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is they think I might be narcoleptic.
It makes perfect sense if you know you.
No, that means you fall asleep while doing tasks. So obviously it's mild.
You just did a sleep study.
Yes, I was there for 36 hours, like this week.
Were you in like a
jail cell, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
You were like behind a pane of glass and they were watching you with
No,
clipboard.
there was a camera, and at one point I took off my electrodes,
I thought you were
plural.
gonna say mask. You look like you said mask.
No, because I was like, F this, like, I want to sleep for real. And then they were like, ma'am, put your electrodes back on. And I was like, oh, God, you're Spanish? And okay, I will. So it was serious. And then in the daytime, they made me nap every hour and a half for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I was like, I'm not going to fall asleep. But the problem is I did. I fell deep into a REM sleep within 3 minutes. And then I dreamed and everything. So I'm definitely narcoleptic. And all this time, people were just like, you're lazy. And I was like, you're right. Pass me that bagel. But like now I know that it's like it's trouble. So I'm gonna get fixed up, and maybe I'll have energy to eat some meat and vegetables.
Okay, so when you're
The end.
you were there for 36 hours.
Yeah.
Were you allowed to eat? Were you allowed to go to the bathroom?
Apparently, I was supposed to bring food, but I didn't.
They don't have a cafeteria.
No, it was like there was like 2 rooms on a floor, and there were other people there. And there was a man. They were like, "Don't worry, he's a sleepwalker. There's no lock on your door. Good night." And I was like, "There's no lock on my door." And like Frankie Sleepwalk is like literally walking around, and I could hear him walking. And I was like, I'm chained into the wall with these electrodes. Like, please, like I sleep in the daytime, not at night. So I'm awake to see all of this. It was very traumatic. And then there was another lady who tried to be my friend, and she was like, my problem is I snore. What's your problem? And I was like, I don't want to talk to you, Marie, but here's my phone number. And then anyway, it was very traumatic, and I'm hoping that I am all fixed up, and then I can, run
Great.
without being like, sheesh, I'm tired.
Damn.
Yeah, what about you?
Did
you expect any of that?
I
No.
sleep like a babe. No, I don't. I'm a terrible sleeper. But New Year's resolution.
Yeah, you're probably
My
better
New
than
Year's
I.
resolution this year is to be meaner to people and destroy some lives. Because
Love
I
it.
normally, I like to do this thing where I delete people from Facebook and then I announce it after I delete them. Like I make it a status and I'm like, congratulations, you all made the cut, but not this person. So I'm going to change things up this year, and I'm going to actually start revealing people's secrets on Facebook.
So as your status, it would be like,
Yeah.
like my dad has a mole on his back. That's a terrible secret. Who would tell that?
Or like,
See, I was asleep when I said that. That's why it wasn't a good joke.
Tommy and Judy have been married for 12 years. But what's Judy doing when Tommy's at work? XOXO.
So it could be like, it could just be that like she's shopping, but really you want to plant the seed that it's like something bad.
Yeah. I don't even know people's secrets. I'm just going to make stuff up.
But what if
and
they
allude to secrets.
What if they do it back to you and they're like, he's got nudie kittens on his phone?
Then I will seem so much more interesting. I think it's when they're not talking about you that you should be worried.
That's true. There's no what is it? Bad press is good press.
Exactly.
So Biebs is killing it then.
Yeah. Good for me.
He does look like a lesbian in that mugshot.
He does.
I would say a lesbian circa like 1987.
Yeah, he's not even a modern day lesbian.
No, like he's not. He didn't even make it that far. But he's getting us out there. And if you ever see all the newscasters talk about Bieber or Rob Ford, they're laughing and smiling like with pride. Like people in Toronto are like, we hate Rob Ford, we hate Bieber, but like really anyone working in the media is like, like they're excited because we made it on them. Apparently they're leprechauns as well. But yeah.
I need to give you an apology because we recently had a text conversation where you told me how much you hate Jennifer Lawrence. And I defended her because I was like,
Yes, you did.
she's so cute. She's like just being herself and she's refreshing you. And then I saw that she was at the SAG Awards talking to Juliana, whatever her name is, from E, the one who's married to the dude from The Apprentice.
Juliana with a G.
Yeah. So she was like, oh, hey, you look beautiful. No, I have armpit fat. I know, it's awful. It's okay, it's okay. And then started calling it armpit vagina and wouldn't stop and just kept talking about her armpit vagina. And it was so forced. It was incredibly forced.
So I'm ahead of the game with this. Like I think that all the Anne Hathaway haters, I'm way ahead of the game for Jennifer Lawrence haters.
Yeah.
There's no pun there. Lar haters.
We're
there's
all going to turn on her at some point because
she's
it's
just.
too
I
much
think
at
she
this
tripped on her way up to get her Oscar on purpose. When people say "How are you?" she says "gassy," And it's like, oh, she's so cute and real. But like, real people don't say that on the red carpet.
I do. I would.
Well, I don't know. If I had a bagel, yes, I would be gassy. But, you know.
It was the excess armpit vagina that
It's just
tipped
too
the
much.
scale for me.
And then she complains about having to go out in public, and she's like, I wish I didn't have to wear a hat. Like, oh, suck it up, bitch.
Boo-hoo.
Like, yeah. So I don't like that it's forced real.
Right.
Give me a good solid reel, a good old Tiffany Amber Thiessen and her accidental camel toe.
As much as I hate Julia Roberts, I love that she shows up everywhere drunk.
Yeah.
She did the greatest interview where she was doing this thing it was like one of those networks on the red carpet, and they were throwing back to you, Melissa, and then you hear her go, "Who's Melissa?" It was fun.
Yeah. Because she genuinely doesn't know what's going
Yeah.
on. She's like, my mouth is so big, like alcohol just falls into it.
Yeah. I just eat hay and alcohol. Okay, listen.
Was that a horse joke?
It was a horse joke.
I
'cause
got it.
I hate her so much. When she presented, listen, that's enough. When she presented,
Yeah, it was rude.
the Golden Globe to it was the Best Director Golden Globe, and she comes out there and she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited! Steven Soderbergh is nominated. He was nominated for Traffic and Aaron Brockovich, to which she had a connection." So she was like, basically coming out there saying, "I hope Steven Soderbergh wins." She opens. Thank you for the sound effect. She opens she goes, "The Golden Globe goes to Ang Lee." I hate her.
So she's racist too, is what you're saying.
She does not like Asian humans.
Tweet it.
Tweet it. Put it. #Quip Talk.
#Nene.
All right. Now that we've insulted
We
everybody.
hate celebs. On with the show. Okay, I'm getting off the couch.
You get out of here.
Bye.
All right.